Here we go. We're going. And here we go. And we are live on YouTube. And okay. Well, here we are. We are back, up and running. Welcome, everyone. We are here for the Sabbath afternoon honors at our varsity I Camporee. And our presenter for this honor is Abby. Let me spotlight her video right here so you can see Abby. I just tried to, but she turned the video off. You got to keep the video on, Abby. Don't share screen yet. I just want to introduce you. I'm just introducing you. Where is that? Oh, let's try that again. I want to, for some reason, I'm not able to spotlight you. Oh, one second. But go ahead, Abby. Take over. Take over.
Hi, I'm Ab.
And you could go ahead and share your screen.
Hi, I'm Ab. I live in Virginia and I'm a senior in high school, and I'm going to be teaching the endangered honors, the endangered species honor. Yeah.
You might have to turn your volume up a little bit, Abby, or speak up a little louder.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so this is the endangered species honor. So we're just going to be talking about like some basic terms, what causes endangerment in different species, and some of the basic stuff like that. Yeah.
Are you able to share your screen now?
Yeah, let me. Okay, so like I said, this is the endangered species honor. So this is the verse Genesis 1:28, and it says, God blessed them and said to them, be fruitful and increase in number, fill the earth and subdue it, rule over the fish in the sea and the birds in the sky, and over every living creature that moves on the ground. If you like could you just like write it in your own words in the Zoom chat? Yeah.
Abby, could you, as you're sharing your screen, could you still turn on your video, please?
I can try to, yeah.
Oh, using a phone or a tablet or?
I'm using a Chromebook.
Oh, you may be having trouble then. Okay.
Yeah, probably.
All right, so go ahead, just share your screen and continue with your presentation.
All right. So some basic definitions. Endangered means that a species is at risk of extinction. And extinction just means that a species is no longer in the fossil record, so they all died out in a very fast amount of time, and there's no like way to tell like, I mean, there's way to tell us why they died out, but there's no like saying why they died out like that fast. A habitat is a place where an organism makes its home, and a habitat meets all the environment conditions. So basically, the temperature, because certain animals need different temperatures to be able to live. So, like, if I were to drop a polar bear in the middle of South America, it probably wouldn't survive very long because it doesn't meet the food requirements or the temperature or the just overall climate of what they need. A biome is a large naturally occurring community of flora and fauna occupying a major habitat. So, in other words, it's a community of plants and animals that have common characteristics for the environment they need. So, like a rainforest would be a biome. The food chain, it describes the order in which organisms or living things depend on each other for food. So, like the rabbits eat the grass, and then the foxes eat the rabbits, and it goes on like continuously. And then once the foxes die, they turn into the grass, kind of like fertilizer, basically. Um, a poacher is someone who kills or takes wild animals illegally. Um, there are ways that people are trying to stop poachers, but they aren't always that successful, and so they are still a problem. This has been happening. Poachers have been around for a while now, but there are measures being taken to stop them. Here's some reasons that species become endangered. Deforestation is when there are forest fires or people taking down trees to build buildings. So, like in the Midwest, whenever there's a tree taken, whenever there's like a plot of land where there used to be a beautiful forest, whenever that's taking down all to build like subdivisions, all the animals have to kind of flee and find their own houses again. And it can cause for, because it keeps happening, it causes for habitat loss, and then the animals become endangered because they can't live anywhere. Pollution, um, like cars and stuff, they emit carbon emissions, and so those go into the atmosphere and they're trapped in the atmosphere, making it like hard to live for the animals, making food shortages and stuff like that. Um, invasive species, basically, that's just when a species that isn't from a place is introduced. So there are these carps that were Japanese carps, I think. They were introduced to America and they started eating all of the resources that the native species needed. And so all the native species would start to die out, and they would all just be like, what was happening? And then they realized that the carps were introduced, taking all of the things that they needed to survive. Genetic vulnerability. So that's like when there's a lot of mistakes in the genes. Like a common mistake that we see in genes a lot is like Down syndrome and things like that. And that would be considered a genetic vulnerability. But with animals, it would be more like other kind of diseases like that. And that also brings us to disease. Um, basically, it's how a human would react with disease. They get sick and they eventually just start all going downhill. And then it would be passed through the biomes and the habitats. And so it would decrease the population of both of those. Poaching and overhunting. So when something is being overhunted, it is being used a lot for like meat and stuff. Poaching is just when you want something from an animal, so you kill it and take it, basically. Which, like a lot of examples, a lot of people when they first think of poaching, they think of elephants for poachers taking their tusks, which is made of ivory, which, it's not a good thing that that's happening, and it's absolutely horrible. And the animal, sometimes they don't kill the animal, but the animal will die eventually because sometimes they lose what is needed for survival and stuff. But overhunting is just when there's a high demand for it. So hunters go out and hunt for it, and then it all just kind of goes downhill from there. Here's some extinct species. The dodo bird, he was alive when dinosaurs were there. Literally every single dinosaur is no longer in existence. The saber-toothed tiger, they were alive way long ago, and they all died out as well. And the Pyrenean ibex, it's in the same family of like a sheep or an antelope. They died out in 2000, and so they've been extinct for 20 years. And then mammoths, those were also alive a couple thousand years ago, so they all died out too. What are conservationists doing to save these species? So zoos have breeding programs. So basically they take tigers from their zoo or tiger from a different zoo, and they breed them together and have and then they have babies. So that grows the population of that certain species. Conservationists are protecting habitat and resources. So they are going out and protecting the habitat and resources. They're growing more trees, and they are setting up more national parks and stuff. They are, making sure that the land can be preserved by petitions and protest. They are also conservationists and other like law enforcement work together to stop poachers from killing innocent animals. The money that zoos raise help keep the animals healthy that they have in their like custody, if you will. Not custody, in their zoo. They help keep those animals healthy and alive, and they also spend quite a bit of money to get it to other conservationists to help with their struggles. Some things that you can do to help lower carbon emissions. So like if you need to go 2 or 3 minutes down the road, don't take your car. Have a nice leisure stroll, or just you ride a bike or skateboard or whatever you like to do. Recycling actually does help because it helps lower carbon emissions, and same with the limit the use of plastic. When you use plastic, it takes a very long time for plastic to fully deteriorate, like a really long time. And so when it doesn't deteriorate fully, it doesn't make it to the landfill, or it like overfills the landfill, and so it goes into natural habitats, and that often like kills animals and stuff. This one's kind of obvious, but don't litter. When you litter, an animal could come and eat it, and then that's not very good for the animal. In Australia recently, there was a petition for this law to be changed, and the law was trying to be passed that people in Australia can harvest baby crocodile eggs and then grow them to where they're old enough, and they would use their skin to make bags and stuff like that. And so there have been petitions, and a lot of people have signed them, and I'm pretty sure they got rid of the law, and it didn't actually happen. Some endangered animals, koalas and tigers. Koalas are only living in Australia, and they are technically functionally extinct because of the Australian wildfires. So that means that they won't be able to help their habitat and biome any longer. So they don't have a significant role in the ecosystem. Tigers, they are found in India and China mostly, and they have a few small countries around there. They are endangered because of poachers want their coats as like throw rugs and stuff and blankets. Um, Elephants are also endangered. They are in mainland Asia, so like India and places down there, and they are hunted for their tusks made out of ivory. There are so many ivory products out there, like there are letter openers and just so much stuff that is made out of these tusks of elephants that are being used and they're being killed for. Orangutans, apparently they're only in like 2 islands anymore, which is really sad. They're in Borneo and Sumatra. They're endangered because of habitat destruction and poachers. So all of their forests are being torn down. Um, Blue whale, it can be found in every single ocean except for the Arctic. They're endangered because of whaling. So whaling is basically poaching, but purely for whales. And so they are being used for their meat and blubber and stuff. The red panda, they're found in China. They are endangered because of habitat loss, human interference, and poaching. So basically, when a human interferes, they're taking over their land, and so they don't have enough like space to do their own thing and live. Hippos, they are hunted for their meat, skin, and teeth. They're found in Africa. Polar bears, I actually didn't know that they were in like Alaska and Greenland and Norway. So they can be found in Canada, Alaska, Russia, Greenland, and some parts of Norway. And so because the climate is changing because of the carbon emissions, all of their icebergs and all the cold climates that they live in are melting away. And so they are losing the coldness that they need to live, basically. Snow leopards, they're found in China, India, and Afghanistan, Russia, Mongolia, and a few other small countries. They're having issues with the population of their prey. So basically, what that means is their prey is leaving and being used for human consumption. And so the snow leopards are losing their food, and so they can't really eat, which means they're dying out. Black rhinos, they only live in 4 countries in Africa: South Africa, Namibia, Zimbabwe, and Kenya. They are also hunted for their horns. Yeah, that's not a good thing. They're they're pretty close to extinction. They're what they call critically endangered. We're gonna watch a YouTube video. It's a virtual tour of a zoo. But before that, sorry, if you guys have any questions. Does anyone have any questions before the video continues? All right, then let's start the video.
Hi everyone, my name is Amy. Come and join me on a special virtual tour of Melbourne Zoo.
Thanks, Amy. It's Gus here. I'll be your virtual tour guide as we explore Melbourne Zoo together. First stop is the Gorilla Rainforest Trail. Here you'll find ring-tailed lemurs. These Madagascar natives lord over the zoo's Lemur Island, an exhibit that zoo visitors can walk through and get nice and close to these striking primates. Around the corner, you might smell the next animals before you see them. The western lowland gorilla family that lives at Melbourne Zoo includes Kimya, baby Kanzi, Yushka, and big silverback Atana. We might see if we can get a better view of them at the next viewing spot. Animals like Kanzi are not only ridiculously cute, but also represent hope for this critically endangered species that is sadly losing more and more of its wild habitat every year. Did you know you can help Kansi's wild cousins by simply recycling your mobile phone? Head to our website for more info. Can you hear that tall bamboo swooshing as we walk past it? It's amazing how tall bamboo grows. Ah yes, here's Felix, the pygmy hippo, enjoying some sunshine. Pygmy hippos are pretty elusive animals and prefer the solitary life, which is why Felix is happy hanging out on his own. He weighs roughly 275 kilograms, a lot less than the 1,800 kilograms the hippos you often see in books and movies weigh. Can you spy Zilly, the cassowary, in here? Everything from her blue neck, red wattle, and hard casque on her head make her one of the most striking animals in Australia. Let's go and see the treetop apes and monkeys now. Tiny cotton-top tamarins are one of my zoo favourites. Their rock star haircut stands on end when they get excited. Pretty cool, huh? Sometimes it feels like their neighbours, like spider monkeys, have an extra arm. These incredible climbers use their long tails to grab hold of things and swing from branch to branch. The first thing you'll notice when you see a black and white colobus is their impressive tail, which is about the same length as the rest of their head and body put together. Here's Lilian and Jin, the white-cheeked gibbons. One of the most beautiful sounds in the entire animal kingdom is a pair of gibbons singing their duets. Did you know their long, strong arms help them to move around the rainforest with incredible speed? Let's head back around to the gorillas and see what they're up to on the other side. Welcome to Trail of the Elephants. Don't be deceived by the name. There's much more than elephants along here. First stop is the raft of Asian small-clawed otter pups. Looks like first-time parents Odie and Paula have been giving their pups some swimming lessons. Good luck, little ones. I think we all know what animal is coming up next. There are 3 Sumatran tigers living at Melbourne Zoo. As solitary animals, they live by themselves. Hutan and Binjai live on this trail, swapping exhibits every few hours to make sure they have new areas to sniff and explore. Sadly, there are estimated to be fewer than 400 Sumatran tigers remaining in the wild, making these animals even more precious. Let's wander up here and see what's further along the trail. Melbourne Zoo's beautiful and iconic butterfly house. It's always nice and warm in here. I could get lost in here, so we better keep moving. Here we go, Melbourne Zoo's spectacular herd of Asian elephants. Ear flapping is a sign of a happy pachyderm. Unlike African elephants, only the male Asian elephants have tusks. And while many people know that ivory poaching is threatening elephants in the wild, habitat loss and humans encroaching on elephant habitat is one of the biggest problems that these big friends are facing in the wild. Unsustainable palm oil plantations that are springing up across Southeast Asia are a massive problem for elephants, but you can help them by asking our politicians to make palm oil labelling mandatory in Australia. Likewise, the orangutans are facing an uncertain future due to unsustainable practices in the palm oil industry. Like us, orangutans are great apes, and we actually share about 97% of our DNA. It's really cool. Okay, let's head out into the sunshine and see who else we can visit. Clinton and Nakuru, the giraffes. The tallest mammals on Earth spend a lot of their day stretching those long necks up and stripping leaves off trees with their long blue tongues. All right, let's go and see some Aussie animals. Now, we're a little biased, but we think Victoria's koalas are cuter than the ones found up north. How can you resist baby Waru's fluffy ears, thick fur, and button nose? Good morning, wombats. Nice of you to join us. Hello, kangaroos. And you too, storks. Quick reminder from that wombat sign to do the right thing by the animals and choose recycled toilet paper.
Okay, so that was a mini tour of the Melbourne Zoo in Australia. Yeah, they went over why some of the species were endangered and stuff, and yeah. Okay, so I don't know. We're gonna try this, but just go to kahoot.com and I will give you the game pin, and we will play a quick Kahoot. Any questions before we start the Kahoot?
Was that toilet paper I saw before, Abby?
Yes, it was to show how that recycled toilet paper is better for the environment.
Oh, I thought it was to show that if you can't find any toilet paper in Costco, just go to the, okay, all right, yeah, okay, all right. Okay.
That's a good one.
All right.
All right. The Kahoot is loading. So we are going to do a classic 1v1 Kahoot. Yeah. So once the game pin loads, you're just gonna load it into Kahoot and
There's that music again. There's that music. Yahoo.
the game pin is 707-8706. Again, 707-8706. All right, we're gonna just give it one more minute to make sure everyone gets in. Okay, what does endangered mean? So endangered means that a species is at risk of extinction. All right, next question. What does extinct mean? All right, extinct means the species is completely gone. All right, next question. A habitat is a place where an organism makes its home. A habitat meets all of the environmental conditions an organism needs. True or false? The answer is true. A small man-made community of flora and fauna occupying a minor habitat. So this is the definition of biome, true or false. The answer is false. It is a major man-made, no, it is a big man-made, no, a natural community of flora and fauna occupying a major habitat. True or false? The term food chain describes the order in which organisms or living things depend on each other for food. True. All right. What is a poacher? Yeah, a poacher is someone who kills or takes wild animals illegally and profits from their killings. Which one is a reason species become endangered? The answer is pollution. I haven't heard anything if overfarming is like an actual thing, so I just put that there because I didn't think it was. So which of these species are extinct? Now you can pick two answers for this one. Or there are two answers. The correct answers were the ibex and the T-Rex. True or false? Recycling actually helps species. The answer is true. There are some people who actually think that recycling doesn't actually do anything for the environment, but they are very, very wrong. Why are polar bears endangered? According to my sources, climate change is the main reason why polar bears are endangered. All right. Last question. What is whaling? Yeah, whaling is when people hunt whales for their meat and blubber. All right. So yes. All right. So we were supposed to take a, oh, hello. We were supposed to take a tour of a zoo, but we didn't because of COVID and living in different states. We couldn't exactly do that. So we did the virtual zoo thing. Yeah, that's all I have. Do you guys have any questions before we part ways? Feel free to unmute if you have any questions.
Yeah, this is me, Junior. I just have in Brazil, when they farm a lot, they have over farm. They have knocked down all the trees that is causing some of the animals to die as well.
All right, I have to change that.
Yeah, in Brazil, in the Amazon.
Right, thank you. All right, I'll have to change that.
Or you could do more like research as well. You know.
Okay. Any other questions or anything?
Could you go back like to the slide where it says the list of how we could help the wild animals? 'Cause I didn't get all of that.
Yeah. All right.
And the first one too, because I didn't get that one. The first slide, I think.
All right. So this is the how you can help slide.
Okay, and then the other one is to the list of the animals that are extinct.
Okay. All right. These are the extinct species. There are others, but these are the ones that I figured were either most known or one that was more recent.
Okay. And also the last one.
All right. Which one?
The one with like the terms, I think, for like the habitat instinct and stuff.
Yeah, once this. All right. There you go.
All right, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Are there any other questions or anything? All right. I'm pretty much done here. So you guys have just completed the endangered species honor. All right. Thank you all for coming. I will be here later during some of the games, so I may or may not see you guys later. Thank you all for coming and taking the honor. Hope you all have a good day.
Thank you for your time. God
Okay,
bless you.
Abby, you are, one second, let me mute something over here. You are complete, you're done. And you're finished in record time. not 2 hours.
Yeah.
Barely 1 hour.
Yeah.
But that was good. That was good. That was good. And I hope everyone enjoyed it. It was great information. Great information. I especially like the toilet paper situation there, but that's another thing. But I don't know if there were any questions that came up to you, but I am not seeing it here. But well, we want to thank everyone for joining us for the endangered species honor. We let me just bring something here. Yeah, of course we're finishing up a little early, so you get a chance to go on and do something else in the meantime. So thank you again, Abby, coming to us all the way from Virginia. Not Florida, but Virginia. Thank you so much for presenting today. And thank you, Dad, as well. Junior, your camera is off, but we're about to end. You're back.
Back, yes.
And I don't know if you want to say anything.
Just thank her for all her time, for giving such a nice honor class. I did learn a lot, things I didn't even know. Now I know. So thank you, and that God can still use you more for His service.
And while Junior's on, and while we're live streaming, let me take the liberty to just share something that Junior and I are going to be involved in. Coming up, do you remember the date, Junior? I'm testing you. It's November the 6th.
Yes.
November the 6th, Friday evening, November the 6th. We have a training that we do in Florida now. It's called Blaze Ministry Training, where once a year we bring young people together, Pathfinders mainly, and we train them in ministry, to do ministry, whether it's in their community or wherever. And the last training that we had, we specialized on a digital package, digital training, using this media right here to do ministry, young people. And this coming November the 6th, we're launching an internet program called Blaze Ministry Training, KTFB, Keep the Fire Burning, where we will be coming on, we said bi-monthly, but it may be even monthly.
Yeah.
And we're gonna basically highlight the ministry that young people are doing. We're gonna have some young people on, interview them, have them share what they're doing in ministry. And we want it to be not just a highlight or a spotlighting their ministry, but also encouraging other young people to do ministry wherever they are as well. Our first guest, special guest, is coming to us all the way from Brazil, So if you're out there, you don't want to miss it. It will be broadcast right here on the same YouTube channel, Florida Conference PAD, as well as on our Facebook page, Florida Conference Pathfinders. Okay, so look out for that. Some announcements, advertisements will be coming soon. Again, thank you, Abby. Thank you for presenting. Thank you for sharing that knowledge with us. And thank you all for watching. May God continue to bless you.
Thank you.
Thanks. Bye-bye.